Over these last couple of days, all the January 2026 LEGO Star Wars sets have been officially revealed, and some of these sets actually look very good. Today I decided I want to rank these new sets from worst to best, using these brand new official images, and also share what I think is worth buying. Jumping right to it, what I think is easily the worst set of the wave is the 4 Plus Grogu's Homestead. In terms of junior sets, this one isn't terrible, and it is also priced a little bit better than other junior sets at $20 for around 100 pieces. But then again, there are no minifigures in this set. I think one of the only draws to junior sets are the minifigures, and minifigures are things children enjoy getting as well. But generally, this is something the majority of the LEGO Star Wars community isn't interested in, and I don't have much else I want to say about this set. Moving on, I want to look at the brand new Clone Shock Trooper mech. Now this is a little bit better, and I must say it also looks better than I actually expected, and it might open up doors for several other Clone Trooper mechs down the line as well. The mech itself is nothing too special compared to some other mechs released over the years, and of course a Shock Trooper isn't that sought after either, as they have appeared in quite a few different sets as well. But I think this is a neat set to get for a decent price that some younger children can also find a lot of enjoyment out of. Personally, if you are buying for a child for example, I would much rather recommend getting a mech set like this over a junior set, as I can imagine this is way more fun to build and even collect. The most affordable set in this new wave is the Mandalorian and Grogu speeder bike. Now this one is rather exciting, and I think it is so cool that LEGO is releasing cheaper Star Wars sets like this again, as it has been quite a while since we saw $10 LEGO Star Wars sets. Of course, at $10 you cannot expect too much, and also this set doesn't seem to have anything new or overly exciting, as we have seen so many of the Beskar Mandalorian minifigures before. And this is also the exact same Grogu minifigure as seen in several other sets too. The Mandalorian does have his cape though, which isn't seen as often on Beskar Mando, so that is quite nice. There were rumors however that this minifigure would have been the Season 1 version as seen in the UCS Razor Crest, but sadly this wasn't the case, which is quite disappointing but also makes sense I guess, and regardless, this Beskar Mando is still an incredible minifigure. That said, if you still don't have this Mandalorian minifigure, I would highly recommend getting this new set. Also, I am not too sure how I feel about the new box art. It is definitely something different from what we are used to, but the color scheme is quite nice. Moving on, I want to talk about the midi-scale 8080, which I think is actually a little bit disappointing. A lot of people were really excited about this one, especially after the success of the Gingerbread 8080, but quite honestly, I think the Gingerbread version is significantly better than this new set, in terms of the build and value. This new 8080 retails at $65 with more than 150 pieces less than the Gingerbread 8080, which retailed at $60, and that Gingerbread 8080 had an added minifigure too, which of course isn't something seen in these 18 plus midi-scale sets. Overall, I don't think this set is that good, and I wouldn't recommend getting it at full price at least, as this should be around $50. I must say I do like this set as a concept though, and I think it is nice that the midi-scale or Starship Collection sets won't just be starships then, as there are some ground vehicles like this that could work very well for this sub-theme of LEGO Star Wars sets, if they are done right and priced fairly at least. The brand new battle pack that will be releasing for this wave is the Siege of Mandalore, and I must say I really like this set. This honestly might be one of my favorite standard sized battle packs, and I am very excited to get quite a few of these as soon as they are on shelves. I think this is also what the original 332nd battle pack should have been, and I also think this one will sell much better than that original set from 2023. The minifigures in this set are very good, and personally I really like those Mandalorians too, despite the silver visors that a lot of people are really upset about. I also don't mind the 332nd Troopers. I think they are decent despite their flaws, and building a small army of these alongside the Mandalorian Super Commandos can be quite nice when buying a few of these sets. The builds aren't terrible either, and I think overall this feels like a good battle pack. It does retail at $23 though, which isn't great, but it should be on a discount over the next few months, just as all the other battle packs over the last year have been. Another set that I really like from this wave is the Cobvanth Speeder, and I like this set way more than I thought I would actually. This will be the third set from the Book of Boba Fett, and I think it is quite cool that we are actually getting a set from this show again, and I think it looks very cool. The speeder build is done fairly well, and I think it is basically what we could expect from this kind of set, so that is nice. But the minifigures are by far the biggest draw to this set. Cobb Vanth looks very good, and this is the first time we will be seeing this character in LEGO, and he includes some arm printing, which I think is very nice. Then Cad Bane is just as good, and surprisingly also has some arm printing, which honestly is something I really didn't expect from this minifigure, and I am pleasantly surprised about that. Its $35 retail price is a little bit much though, and I think even $30 would have been quite alright. But despite that, I will be getting this one very early on. Now what I think is the second best set from this wave is the buildable BB-8. And once again, I like this one way more than I thought I would. Based on these initial images, I actually thought this is the best set from the wave. But that $90 retail price is just absolutely insane. This set shouldn't be anywhere more than $65, and that might be pushing it already. To put it into perspective, both the buildable chopper and R2-D2 retailed for only $100, and both will still be on shelves when this new set comes out. So that is just insane. But if the price is ignored, this set is just really good. The shaping is done very well, and I think it will scale really well with both R2 and Chopper 2. And overall it looks much better than the pixely look of the 2017 BB-8. I will be getting this set eventually, but will definitely wait for a really good discount before I do so. And then for what I think is the best set from this wave has to be the midi scale Venator. Honestly, this one is also rather overpriced, but not as bad as BB-8, but honestly it should retail at a maximum of $70. But instead it is $80, which feels a little bit much. But anyway, the build is very good, and this is easily one of the best midi-scale sets from the Starship collection that I look forward to getting someday too. I think if you have both the Acclamator and the Invisible Hand, this one is even better to get over the next few months, as they will all look very good on display together, and this will definitely be the standout set between the others. But anyway, let me know what are your favorite sets from this new wave, and then I will see you in the next one. God bless you, and cheers.